Hey, hello out there. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? How's it going? Welcome on into WagWorksGA. I am Geoff, or Wags as you can call me. I am the G in GA. That's Geoff with a G. A is my wife, Ashley, and we're a husband-wife team. We do kids comics together, and we have a blast. So we're working on a graphic novel right now. We've done one pitch packet for a different project. We're working on our next one, working on that process of getting agented and all that. In the meantime, we also do short form comics. We have a group of creator friends who are intensely awesome, and we do some educational short form comics for kids with them called Core Toons. That's for grades kindergarten through 5th. We also, on here, you'll see me doing sometimes video game fan art as well. You'll see me doing some slice of life comics that aren't particularly for kids or particularly for grown-ups. They're just kind of for everybody, funny little moments. But in general, we strive to be a family-friendly environment here and keep it fun and just enjoy doing some art together. So welcome on in. I hope you're having a good night tonight. I am. I'm happy to be here. Thursday nights are my fun chill out art time here. I do look forward to it. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and roll on and get started with our warm-up. I always like to start with a warm-up. I also realized I forgot to plug in one of my lights here. So it turns out I started streaming almost a year ago on Thursday nights because that was the most free night in our family schedule. And we've since, added a few things on the Thursday docket. So it's a little bit, we get home a little later, and it's a little bit of a rush to get children in bed and get things started. So every now and then, the setup is not consistent, but it's good. I'm here and I make it, and wouldn't trade it. Oh my goodness. There we are. There we are. I am just getting this last light set up while we're chatting. Why not? After all, I'm here to brighten your day. Sorry, that's the dad in me. All right. I was gonna pop up and be like, hello, but then I just whacked my head on everything and it was hilarious. So there we go. Well, that is very, very, very bright. Maybe I'll angle you off. And also, that's very, very red. That's what we usually do. There we go. All right. Feels a little more intense than usual. It's good. It's good. All right, maybe angle you a little bit more back. There we go. Okay, workable. Well, that looks a little bit more like usual. I'm feeling more like my normal self. Okay, so as I was saying, I always start off with a warm-up, and my warm-up is Pokemon. I draw Pokemon, and I start out with these guys. So, you know, we have some Pokemon cards in the house, as you do, and I'll pick 4, 5, 6, kind of depends on the night, that I think I might want to draw, and then I will grab those, and I'll randomly shuffle them and pick one, and that's what we're going to spend 5 minutes warming up on here on the air. So we get Lillipup tonight. I may have a slight bias towards cute Pokemon. You know how it goes. So, what I will do, head on over to our Clip Studio Paint window. There we go. Clip Studio Paint is my art program of choice. It's especially good for comics and graphic novels. They have a really good combination of vector and raster layers. They have a lot of tools that are very specific to comic book stuff and manga. They actually started out their life as manga studio. And lots of paneling tools, things like that. It's overall spectacular. And they have some really good animation tools as well, I should note. My outro for stream ending is I made that myself with Clip Studio Paint, and I'm gradually learning more and more animation tricks as time allows. Because as you know, life be busy. Okay, well here we go. This is Lillipup. This is the Pokemon we'll be drawing tonight. If you haven't been here before, then you might not know. My drill is just a quick 5-minute warm-up. It's not meant to create anything finished. It's not really meant to create anything particularly polished. I'm mainly just gonna do a sketch layer, a quick thumbnail, and then maybe get to some pencils, like starting to pick out some lines. But the idea is to warm up the arm, warm up the wrist, kind of get my brain thinking about art stuff as I jump into art time. But also to limit it so I, focus on working on my main projects for the night. And it's fun, and I usually end up having some great Pokemon art if I want to work on something later and finish a piece, which I actually just did. Last week we finished up the Hisuian Zorua, and that one started out as a warm-up, and I actually finished it all the way through, which was lots of fun. You can actually see the time lapse of that one. We actually just put that up on our Instagram today, I think. But I'm going to go ahead and jump in. So 5-minute timer. You're welcome to join in and draw with me. You can draw the Pokemon. You can draw whatever you like because art is fun, and I'd love for you to join me. So 5 minutes, starting now. So, and every time it's like, I start the timer and I start drawing and I'm like, hey, label your layers. And I spend time labeling my layers. But that's okay because it's important. Janos, hi. What is happening? Are you okay? B, A, B, C. We're alphabeting with please help me in the middle? Should I be concerned? I don't know what's happening. But I'm happy to see ya. X, Y, and Z. Now you do know your ABCs. Are you asking the next time I sing them with you? Yeah, saw that one coming. All right, so I will say, as I start to actually draw my warm-up, like a minute in, I like to draw my Pokemon sleeping, because it's adorable, and it also, as a constraint, gives me somewhere to just kind of like, it reduces some possibilities so that I can get started on the art instead of spending a whole bunch of time thinking about what I want to draw. Okay, so I do care about this kind of egg shape here. This is just me struggling to come up with something unique. Well, it was unique. It was good. It captivated me for certain. Trying to figure out where it was going, if it was going the expected place or somewhere different. So well done. Okay, so I am using a bigger brush size here just to not get bogged down in details, as I am sometimes want to do. So I'm getting some of the big shapes and roughing in some of the details. So yeah, we got kind of the floofs go out like this, and the floofs go out like this, something like that. Actually, those eyes are probably a little bit lower. Ba, 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 ba. Thank you, thank you. I know, I'm just the best. Truly, #1 Janos, 100%. This is a little bit smaller. I almost just obliterated the entire layer instead of just undoing that single stroke. I don't know. I don't know about me sometimes, you know? It's just kind of got a little slightly widening tube balloon body there, so that's not anything too crazy. So I think the arms are going to be braced outward. I often default to them crossing, but maybe this little pup is just bracing them, or maybe doing one across, like bent like that. I don't know. Maybe not quite. Maybe not quite. So Janos, how's your night going? And did you enjoy your basketball watching last week? And also, which basketball were you watching last week? I was curious to know. Just got these kind of like, almost like sleeve floofs on the legs. And then the little toes just kind of stick out there. No, it wouldn't be there. It'd be a little bit more. Shoulder would be something like here. I say. Pretty okay here, just pretty bored because you were napping. Not gonna lie, a little out of it. Naps do that, so bear with me today. Fair. I'm good. Much less traumatic excitement in the most recent time. Hey, there's my timer. Dare I say nearing normal? Starting to get a little bit of a rhythm. I shouldn't probably say that, because then when I say that, it things go crazy. But pretty good. Can't complain. Okay. So yeah, this is my goal is always to get something that's like a serviceable start, where I decide to go in and finish a piece later. And I do think this is that. It's not my favorite warm-up that I've done, but it's a good start. And it did the job of a warm-up. Just gonna save this guy real quick. Always save your work. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so we finished Zerua last week, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do this week, we don't have any Core Toons in the hopper to work on. GDQ Summer Games Done Quick, which is the week-long video game marathon raising money in the summer for Doctors Without Borders, I believe. And I like to donate pieces as prizes should they accept them. I've had 3 so far as prizes on GDQ. So I like to do it. I love GDQ. They're what got me into Twitch in the first place. And I love the community and the energy and just so much about it. So I'd like to do a donation piece, and usually I've been doing those on stream, working on them. And I know the event is at the end of June, starts at the very end of June, so I think I need to be on that pretty soon. But also we're trying to get a pitch packet together in reasonable order, and I need to be moving forward on a little bit of that work. So I've decided, I think tonight I'm gonna get going on a couple pieces for our pitch packet for the graphic novel that we're working on. I did a little bit last week at the very end because we had a couple minutes. But I'm gonna do a little bit more work on that tonight, and then I think next week we'll probably jump in on the GDQ piece. Figure out what that's gonna be. I'll probably spend a little bit less time deciding what I'm going to draw. I'll probably do fewer options, or I'll do thumbnails and then pick one and just go. Instead of penciling out 3 or 4, which I think I did for the winter one, which was fun, but I don't think I have the time to do that this time. So it's all good. Okay, so what I did last time was a passport stamp, and I ended up just the sketch is what I worked on last time, which was this a passport stamp ish thing, and I think I showed several of them that I did, and I inked over it, of course, in vector, and I exported it so I could use it in what'll be the cover for our pitch packet. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the graphic novel, aside from saying that it's like a middle grade graphic novel, so it's for like target audience is going to be 9 through 12 years old. Granted, we'd like to have something it's got something for anybody who wants to pick it up and read it. And there's tons of great kid graphic novels that are really good for any age. I read largely kids graphic novels. Yeah, but it's dealing with grief, processing grief, honoring those loved ones that we've lost, and it's got some elements of magical realism, and clearly there's some travel element to it. So this is the cover, at least for the pitch packet, as we're working on it. It's called Gesundheit, and this is what I'm doing with these little passport stampy elements that I've been working on. They're just kind of part of the backdrop there. Yeah, but it's been fun to do a little bit of design stuff, a little more design oriented art to go in there. So I got one more that I'm gonna do, and then I'll probably just repeat the designs and lay them out, and that'll be it for the cover. And then if there's time tonight yet, then I might go back to thumbnailing some of my sample pages, which I got a start on off stream a bit ago. Janice, my brain is really trying to find a way to make some weird insensitive joke, but I'm also way too tired. I mean, I could try to just shortcut to the appropriate response. I have like this one section of my brain working at full power, and that's kind of it. Not gonna lie, everything else took paid vacation. I am below half functional. I'm straight up a failing system. Should you just sleep? Do you need sleep, friend? I do, however, get that feeling 100%. I'm not there yet, but I have been there. Hey, by the way, this is the other stamp that I'm doing. This is inspired by a vintage, an actual vintage national parks, National Park Service brochure, guide map for Grand Canyon. No sleep is the problem. Did you not hear the part where I did a nappy? Well, I did, but you did the nappy because you needed the sleep. But then the function is, everything hasn't booted back up because it's saying, hey, I need more sleep. That would be my thought. I'm really good at pointing out when people probably should sleep and really bad at sleeping when I probably should sleep. He says, going live on Twitch at 10 p.m. Anyway, yeah, this is my sketch. This is like my sketch layer. So we'll go ahead and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ink this. I might add the tiniest bit of raster shading, but really we're not going into a whole lot of detail here because this is part of kind of a collage effect that's in the background. But I want to do all these parts right. And really plan them out and get them fairly tight so I could work with them a bit more easily. Okay. So just set up my inks layer. Wait, what are we talking about? Tom Cruise did what? Did I say Tom Cruise? Not like this. Not like this. Did you? What was I talking about? I think I was just talking about what I was working on here. Oh, right. There we go. So, what I was asking before though, Janos, was which you've been good. Is that supposed to be how about you? No, I was asking what you last week you hopped on and said you were gonna lurk because you're gonna watch some basketball as well, and I was curious which basketball you were watching, which game. I didn't assume you were staring at an actual basketball. Okay. Did I do these? Wait, that was 2 weeks ago? Am I missing a week? Okay, yeah, maybe it was. Maybe I just didn't see you last week. Okay. Okay. You're probably just going crazy or something, as Bluey says. And as we all know, Bluey is love, Bluey is life. Wait, did I... Yep, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Okay. Nope. There we go. Because I didn't want the continuous curve. I wanted just the regular curve. Okay. And we're doing this in the 30 point. Not a literal basketball game, but NBA 2K17, the game disc on the floor. Watching the Nuggets beat up the Lakers. I was big happy till I saw how we were doing against Minnesota. Rest in peace. Right, Colorado. That would make sense. I still, to this day, I mean, I went through a very heavy NBA phase back, especially like junior high and high school. I still enjoy it, but especially since we cut like cable, we don't I don't get a chance to watch a lot of games. But I still remember just like I still just think of Dikembe Mutombo when I think of the Nuggets, and that was a very long time ago. Yeah, I'm only a Coloradian. Gee, how insensitive. How could I be insensitive to the state of Colorado? I work for them. How about that, huh? Okay, this will be perhaps somewhat approximate. Obviously, I don't do this job for the state of Colorado. This is my like personal project. Your NBA phase was much younger in middle school, played a lot of basketball, and wanted to go to a team. Going to like 8th grade and creeping into high school, stopped caring about sports entirely. I think that's a fairly common trajectory, to be honest. Actually, fun story. I was one of those kids who had my growth spurt super early. And so by 5th grade, I was like one of the, if not the tallest kids in my class. And so I started playing basketball that year, and I played center. Woo! And then the growth really just kind of slowed down / stopped. So the next year I was power forward. The next year I was small forward. The next year I was shooting guard. The next year I was point guard. And by the time I hit 10th grade, my sophomore year, I was the team statistician. And then I just stopped. After watching your old favorite team, the Warriors, and the Avalanches win the same year, you got heavy into hockey and NBA again, mostly because it's a great way to spend time with your dad, and you want to spend as much time as you can with him building that bond. He's sick. I'm really just sorry to hear that. Don't want to wait for it to get worse to start caring. No, I think that's important. Those relationships, you've got to invest the effort in them when it's available, you know, and it's worth it. It's worth it to do it. I'm sorry to hear he's sick. I don't know what the prognosis is, but if there's room for improvement, I hope he gets better. If there's not, then I at least hope you're able to get some good time. It's really hard. Nice somber music for that turn of the conversation. So I'm just blocking out my letters here. I like doing, I really enjoy lettering. I tend to do more of the comic-y graphic novel type stuff, so getting into design lettering, it's been a little more effort to keep things neat and tidy, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. the Nuggets are... See if you get swept. Well, you guys made it to the second round, though, at least, right? I mean, the Magic... obviously we're here in Orlando. So the Magic, I was following... At least following the scores. I saw they pushed the Cavs to Game 7, but that was all they could muster. That's okay. You know what I could do is just do an underneath layer. Reduce the opacity, because what I want to do is get kind of a vanishing point type situation going on, so I can really get these numbers to kind of radially come out. That's gonna be too sharp. And really, if I just extend these guys, that should be able to give me an idea. It's not great. Well, Janos, if you're looking for conversation topics, have you been working on any art pieces lately? Yes? Okay, I think this will look a little tidier. I think. Okay. Geoff, there's your pen. Alright, cool. Yes, I have been gaming. Thank you for asking. Is this the 2K game sitting on the floor that we were talking about? Or have you been playing, what have you been playing? I don't have a lot of time to game, so please indulge me and let me vicariously game through you. No pressure. Nope, that wasn't what I wanted. You know, I could just do lines, like actual lines. That's good. It's all good, as I say. You know, I don't actually really like NBA 2K. I do, but don't. I haven't played it in a long time. Anyway. Spending time on DKS3. I'm blanking. I was like Dark Souls 3, but that's not a thing. Is it? Donkey Kong Society 3? I don't. Dark Souls 3, okay. Gotcha. Anyways. See, I can tired brain too. Anyways. Okay. Turn you off because I don't need that layer anymore. I'll adjust some of these. There's like one tail that I need to move in here. That's pretty good. Am I just gonna do this all with my mouse? Is that what's happening? Apparently. Anyways, and also focusing heavily on studying on different topics on art as well as psychology while drawing and continuously improving my rendering skills. So maybe one day I'll be a rendering god and I can walk in one day major in concept art and make everyone look beneath me, as I should, because I simply am the best. We know this. All joking aside, you're trying to study a lot. Well, that's really cool. I know we've had many a conversation about improvement and all that. Actually, along those lines, there was a really good webinar just yesterday that I went to. It was part of the Kids Comics Studio group that we're a part of. And Alec Longstreth had this incredible webinar. It was about this idea of draw comics every day, but it was about building like sustainable practices, you know, and still allowing like a work-life balance, but how you can find time to fit in things, these major projects, because graphic novels are not small. They're major time investments. That graphic novel that you blew through in like 2 hours probably took a team like a couple of years minimum to do. But so he had a really good example of Jean Luen Yang, who wrote one of my favorites actually. And actually, Janos, based on our previous conversation topic, you might like this one. Like this is more like a young adult, you know, even more adult graphic novel, but Dragon Hoops. By the way, Jean Luen Yang, he wrote American-born Chinese, Chinese-born American. He did Secret Coders. He went on to write for DC. He wrote some Superman arcs, but this is actually a real story. Like he's a character in his own story, but it's got a basketball focus. It's got a lot of good plot arcs. This is one of my favorite graphic novels out there. And yeah, he wrote this while he was working. He wrote this while he was working full time with kids, and he did it literally carving out 15, like getting up at 5 in the morning and carving out 15 minutes a day to work on it. Basically getting, you know, getting a finished page a week. But it allowed him to get the book done. It was incredible. Very inspirational. And Alec Longstreth, he does the Isle of Elsie webcomic, as well as he's done a lot of self-published projects like Phase 7. Yeah, just a really cool guy. Yeah, it was an amazing webinar, but it was funny. The timing of it. I feel like so many things in my life are like kind of circling back to this topic of like, how do you make time for work and improvement and all that. I love the discussion of this topic because what you just said is so true, and a lot of people, including myself, who love to dive into art, is just fading out of the story and just phasing into the art because we don't realize it, but a lot of the job is making a lot of details people just don't notice, but they need to because that's their job. A lot of small details has meaning. It's true. It's like the details make a difference even if people don't look at them because they're part of the feeling of the piece, but they may not be entirely appreciated. He actually, the webinar, he gave a really good example of one of his books, Basewood. Hold on. Perhaps I can... Hold up. Because I think this would be cool to see. Yeah, okay. This is, oh my gosh, this is such a good illustration of this. All right. So check this out. Yeah. Like, check out this detail. This guy is incredible. Like the amount of hatching that he did here. This is like with a nib that he did this. This is not sitting here in your clip studio and dropping over a texture. Like, he drew all of this by hand. Sorry, just reading what you're saying, Janos. Goes into the mentality of art and goes into question you've come to love as an artist. And the mentality is who are you drawing for? Which seems like such an easy question, but it's not really important, especially if you want to shift art into a business. Your mentality is important because this question is what can change the difference between what you do and don't prioritize yes, absolutely. But at the same time, you have to keep yourself in mind as part of your audience, no matter what you do. Because if you spend time drawing stuff that you don't like, you're going to be miserable and you're going to burn out. If you're just chasing what everybody else wants you to do. Yeah, but like, seriously, look at this amazing detail. This is incredible. Yeah. By the way, he did not recommend doing this like to this level. You know, because he was not a happy camper by the time, because it was so much time to get stuff done. But at any rate, it was amazing. Again, super cool webinar. Definitely worth checking out his stuff. But yeah, I think it's very interesting because yeah, we're working like on this graphic novel, right? And this is the audience because, you know, we have it clearly stated. It's a middle grade graphic novel. So in theory, like, this is for nine to 12-year-olds. But there's pieces in it, you know, parts of it. The story is also it's also our voice. And, you know, there's elements of the story that are the way they are for us. And if they weren't, we would be miserable doing it because we would have taken ourselves completely out of the equation of our own art and our own work. And don't get me wrong, commissions are great. But you don't become an artist solely to do commissions. You know? I mean, there's joy in seeing people happy with your art. Like seeing that you've made somebody happy. Absolutely there's joy in that. However, I don't think it's, unless there's an element of you doing what you love in it anyway, I don't think that's sustainable. I think you will burn out if you do that. And it also goes to the question, like, why are you making art in the first place? And no matter what you're trying to do, even if you're trying to make it a business or earn a living off of it, guess what? There's something you're trying to express. At least that's my take, you know? Because don't get me wrong, you could also draw only things that make you happy, and if there's no market for that, you are going to have a miserable time making it a business. Yep, I do want that one. Okay. commissions are a side gig, in your opinion, it's great and an incredible way to introduce yourself to that business element while keeping yourself passionate and just overall experiencing new things. Yeah. Because there's definitely like, I spent a long time only making art for basically me and like a handful of friends. That was most of my life. The period of my life where I've actually been putting stuff out into the world to a wider audience and starting to think about trying to find an even wider audience has not been, you know, it's better part of a decade, but I spent, you know, from a very young age, like I first remember even in like 3rd or 4th grade making my first like comic with me and my friends in it, and I just kind of kept that up all the way through most of my 20s, you know, and it was just for me and just for my friends, and that was fine. But also I think, yeah, it's, you run the risk of not growing. If you want to grow as an artist, if you isolate yourself and have an extremely hand-picked audience that's not really asking for anything from you anyway, you don't really put yourself in a position to grow. It's not a career anyway. You know people who live off of comps. And by live off of commissions, you mean live with their parents. Yeah, unless you are like a machine, I feel like it would be very hard to actually make a living completely off of commissions. I think I definitely have seen a lot of artists use it when they need like a quick bump in cash. They'll open up their commissions. Stuff like that. But yeah. So one thing I do, like one of the main commissions that I actually do, are pet art portraits, or pet portrait art, however you want to say that. And if you look at like Etsy, for example, because, you know, we had no idea how to price anything when we first started, so we were trying to figure it out. I say we because Ashley is basically my business manager. She helps me with the sides of things that I am not great at. And yeah, so we looked at like Etsy, for example, and there's some people that have like, you look at like the sheer number of portrait like commissions, like or sales that they've made, and like trying to think like how you would make a salary, like how many you need to do, the volume, and how quickly you need to punch those out to make a certain salary, and it's insane. I think artistic growth is a self-made journey. I 100% believe that. And as we said, there's an objective correctness to art that is subjective to the individual because it's such a broad career. It sounds like that shouldn't make any sense, and yet it makes perfect sense. Yes. Yes. Round these guys up just a wee bit. There we go. And I will say, just for the sake of an argument, like, I don't know, artistic growth, much like personal growth, though it's something, there are things that I personally seek, they're not actually required. You know, there are artists and there are humans who are happy to stick their flag in the ground and be like, this is where I am, and I am happy here, and I see no need to change or move anything further. And while that's not who I am, I do appreciate their confidence, as long as they're not like terrible and actively causing damage to the world. I'm like, for the most part, I respect it, or at least can be like, okay, good on you. That's not me, but it doesn't have to be me. Okay, that was too in-depth and I'm too tired. Let's talk about something funny. You still preaching about the first law of lotion? Objects in motion tend to stay in lotion. I mean, they need to, because chafing. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I'm kind of just ad-libbing it, so if I'm starting to go off the rails, please do stop me. What's another... Okay. I'm trying to think of like the various laws of physics that we can mess with, or I can just say out loud and then butcher and then they sound hilarious. Nope, I'm gonna let you completely dive off the deep end, my friend. Good luck. Good luck, have fun. So we got like, in a closed system, entropy always increases without external. No, that's not really. We've got matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Oh, that's awful. Well, no, yes. I mean, it's very dry, the law itself. But when you paraphrase it, it's like, if left on their own devices, everything is just going to go to chaos, which is kind of funny but true. You can tie the phrase "good luck, have fun" to pretty much any tragedy. Oh, that's just... Okay, and that's just awful. All right, I thought you were talking about the entropy thing. I was like, oh, I guess. Okay. Ba-da. Bum, bum, ba-da-da. Ba-da-dun-da-da-da. Yeah, so like the full, like, an object in motion tends to stay in motion, an object at rest tends to stay at rest. An object at rest tends to fail the test. I don't really know where I'm going. Conversation. Can we just, like, for 5 minutes, can we just do conversation? Is that is that good conversation? Conversation. This looks vaguely humanoid, right? Actually, that looks more like a business suit, and that is not kind of the silhouette I was going to kind of... Conversation. You know, it looks vaguely humanoid enough. I think that's it. Conversation. Conversation. I do actually, this is a game we play with the kids occasionally. We haven't played in a while. I need to bring it back. It's kind of like vaguely an acting game, or like a rough paraphrasing of an acting game, but we call it 5 Ways. you can probably guess what the game is. It's where we pick a phrase, and the goal is to deliver it in 5, like the same words, the same exact words in 5 completely unique ways. It's pretty fun. It's pretty conversation. Let's just all pretend that I have a conversation emote that we could just spam as well. Waggy convo. Okay. Okay. Going off script and adding another branch there. Oof, I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. Conversation, 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 conversation. I think we might have dried up this well, to be honest. That's okay. I was really hoping I could find new creative ways to butcher laws of physics, but honestly, I'm kind of blanking. It's funny. I spent, I went through graduate school in meteorology, which is essentially just applied math and physics, right? Spent all this time learning to derive all these different equations and what have you. I don't really use any of it in my day job. Really just a data wrangler, and I do some coding. And I haven't used it. Wait, what are we talking about? We're talking about conversation, is where we are. And so now I try to think back to all the things that I actually spent my time on in school, and it's I can't do that anymore. I'd have to go back and reteach myself to do it all. Oh, yeah, I don't know what that is. Me neither. Me neither. This doesn't have to be exact. Bit thicker line here for this yeah, that'll work. That's fine. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, they'll just come in and lay in some finer details here, and that's fine. Conversation, a talk, especially an informal one. Did you just Merriam-Webster me? Between two more or loose. Oh wait, I should have read that all the way before I assumed that came directly from the dictionary. Oh my goodness. It would be kind of hilarious if that was the exact definition from Merriam-Webster, though, including. You're right, it didn't. It came directly from Google. Man, Google got mean. Telling you, that AI there, not human tolerant. Fortunately, since this is it's going to be such a small size chunk, I'm pretty cool with just mostly following my pencils lines here. If I try to get too precious about adding detail anyway, it's not really going to show up in the final product, at least not well. So it's nice. Try Google Gemini. Answers for your weak human brain. The AI written advertisement for itself. It doesn't help that we're also moving into like the Geoff gets real quiet and zones out part of the night anyway, while drawing. Oh, hey, Alexei. Respectful greetings to you as well, friend. Wait, Janos. Who said what about Geoff? Sounds like a weirdo. Possibly. Possibly. You feel like you came in very late. We're like halfway. It's a very short window that I stream for anyway, so you're good. You're good. Welcome on in. No, he just started. Janos! Or something. It only seems that way because of the all the in-depth conversation we've been having. Right? And by conversation, I mean just literally saying conversation. That did happen for about 5 minutes. So I don't know if you'd say you missed something. Maybe you just got lucky and avoided it. It's good. But we're having fun here. Yeah. What do you mean? For the last 5 minutes, we've been talking about peanut allergies and why we think people are allergic. Wait, what? Conversation. That's not very in-depth. Listen, I am an allergy sufferer, so I do not agree. The conversation Pokemon. What would the conversation Pokemon be? If you were to pick one of the 1008? So 1008? I know they're over 1,000. Okay. So, by the way, Alexei, this is not a Pokemon. I'm sure you figured that out. This is part of a what they call a pitch packet. But it's a collection of information about a graphic novel project my wife oh my goodness, my wife. There we go. My wife and I are working on. So it's a package of art and description and some sample pages that go into you share with agents and editors to try to get them on board with your project. You honestly lie about having a strawberry allergy because when you say you don't like strawberries, people try to get you to eat them regardless. That's definitely a thing. Like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing these kind of passport stamp like smaller pieces, and they're going into this, which is the cover for our pitch packet. Our book is called Gesundheit. Yeah. So that's what we're working on tonight. This is getting pretty close. Label that one, and now I'm just gonna do shading colors. The colors are so cute. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I really love this story. Honestly, strawberries. So I mean, I'm a strawberry fan, but I respect if people do not. They don't have to like them, right? Actually, here in Florida, we have incredible strawberries. Janos always starting the fights. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we fill. Right, those gaps are kind of big. Let's fix that. Let's fix those just a wee bit. Oops. Bump up my brush size. Where's it getting through? Somewhere in here, probably, would be my guess. Different opinions make us people. I respect your opinion, and I believe you should eat whatever makes you happy and keeps you healthy. That's a good way to put it. I like that. Exactly, which is why I'm the best and clearly superior. If everyone in the world was me, we'd have a lot more accomplished. If everyone was you, you wouldn't be able to bask in how glorious you are. It's true. It's like in The Incredibles, when Syndrome's like, and when everyone's super, no one will be. Sorry, clearly we're Disney fans. We live in their backyard, or they live in our backyard. Either way, we like the movies. Okay, I did not find that gap just yet. Nope. Where are you? Is it this? Maybe it's that guy. Let's find out. Yeah, that was it. That was the guy. Cool. Maybe I'll... Are you also not closed? Man, come on. There we go. Close that up. That should do it. There we go. Okay. Let's go to a... I don't need saturated at all, but value. Go to a mid value. Okay, it will close some of the gaps, just not all of them. Good to know. Even gaps that aren't actually gaps. Cool. You know what? Let's just... This is not a huge area to fill in, so I can just do this. But I will also turn off anti-aliasing. Alexei, thank you. Yeah. I haven't gone in to fix it. I do think you are correct about what's causing the issue with the bot, by the way. I just haven't gotten to fixing it yet. It's been one of those stretches where I just don't have a ton of time outside of stream to spend on like set up stuff for stream. So it's it'll get there. I'll get there. And I definitely think you are probably right on the issue. Don't worry, I'm not always super narcissistic, but I like scaring people away. It's a defense mechanism. Who hurt you, Janos? Just hoping you don't say it was me. Yep, not that. It's one of those things where I don't have time outside of the stream to stream. Hey, there we are. I should set up a quotes. That would be fun. If only I had the time outside of stream to do it. You know, it's actually funny. On my first ever stream, I tripped over my words and accidentally said, "I am the art," and it was pretty funny to me. I don't think anybody was actually watching. I mean, my parents were probably watching. At least my mom was. No, I'm the art. We know this. Yes. Okay. Agreed. Agreed. Janos, you are indeed the art. How do I do this? Am I gonna add more shading? I might. If I am, then I'll submit my application to get into computer science. If you're right about that thing. I mean, you probably are, honestly. Janos, please grant me your wisdom. People come here to see me in all my wonderful glory and marinate. Technically, that last bit is true when we consider our actual in-depth conversations. We'll just say you're tired, right? Right? Oh, is this gonna do? Ugh. I was just thinking a bit about my layer setup on the cover image. And I'm now questioning whether this is gonna behave the way that I want it to. Actually, hold up. Just trying to give this a little bit of depth. If you've ever seen the Grand Canyon or pictures of it, it is quite majestic. And I think if I just do a little bit more shading, I can get a little depth on it. I don't want to go too crazy because this is going to be tiny. If you never consume enough salt, you'll never be able to learn to show dogs how to ride bikes on water. Keep your head straight. I think that wisdom ate my brain cells, but I love it. Salt is interesting anyway, because technically your body does need it, but it's easy to have too much, and that's also very bad. Fun fact, apparently if you eat a ridiculous quantity of nutmeg, it's a hallucinogen. I didn't find this out myself. I read it. Just to be clear here. Says you, Waggy. Salt is my morning snack. Salt's probably in your morning snack. For sure. I don't really know where I was going with this. Actually, probably can close that in. Yeah, I think that's... This is incorrect. I do not eat breakfast. This is a genuine truth. I've never been a huge breakfast person, but I eat it at least. Okay. Okay, I think I'm liking where this is going. Oh, I know this song. What is this? Why is this on the tip of my tongue, but I can't? Oh, yeah, it's Mario 64. That's why I know this song. Actually, maybe do something like that. It's funny, Mario 64 music just instantly snaps me back to like my dorm room my freshman year of college. Which, like, at that time, you know, Nintendo was onto the GameCube, but my roommate brought his old N64, and I invested a ton of time in Mario 64. And got to start at Ocarina of Time. Maybe I'll bring this shading down a little bit. I wanted this to feel like it was jutting out a little bit, so I let it be exposed to the light. But if I color, fill this in, maybe. Yeah, then I'll do is bring this over, let this close. I think we just need something like right. A little bit of a vertical shadow face, like, yeah. Oh, you know what would make this? Is 5 gonna be maybe a 4? You only played it once when you were much younger because your uncle took a trip out of town, so your grandparents let you play it? Is that Mario 64 or Ocarina? Yeah, so I think this does what I think it'll do. Yeah, I like that. It brings a lot of the relief, the contrast of the light and the dark is focused in the canyon, so it kind of brings it there. I like that. Okay. 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 Oopsie daisies. Okay, so something is not quite closing off here. Let's just check our vertices. Bring you up. That should be across. Okay. Yep, there we go. Alright, not bad. Oh, I need to erase those lines. Cool. Up. Up. Just tuck in that vertex a little bit. Tuck in. There. Can delete some of these guys. Get rid of the wibbly wobblies a little bit. Just a little bit of the wibbly wobblies. There we go. That's a little cleaner. Okay. Oh, and here. I know these are just tiny, tiny little things, but I can just see them sticking out and they bother me. So I'm just touching it up. Mario 64. I'm a simple man. The only thing to talk about is TKS. Never got into much Nintendo, sadly. Doorknobs? Do you mean doorknobs, Janice? I'm picturing, so he's talking about Dark Souls, but which I actually have never played. I've watched some playthroughs. I'm actually kind of now imagining a Souls-like game, but instead of bosses, it's just doorknobs, but your character has a really hard time opening them. Like, ugh, you died. I'm sorry, it's late and this is hilarious to me. This is almost like googly eyes on sunglasses level comedy to me at this point in the game. And we all know that is peak comedy. Technically in the third installation, it's a shield where it's literally just doors, and someone did an entire playthrough just using that. Interesting. I do like some of the the depth to which people will take things now. I am envious of their time to be able to do these things, but at the same time, it's enjoyable that people are doing it, and we can just watch it on the internet. Because it's kind of a meme that the only thing that gives you true immunity in Souls is opening door. Yeah, that's true. I've seen some speedruns, and they definitely use that to their advantage. Honestly, if you ask me if I've played a specific game most of the time, the answer is going to be no, but I did see a run. See previous comments about games done quick. Thank you, Games Done Quick, for fueling my vicarious gaming. DS is the acronym for it, but you just don't use it because it's also an acronym for like 5 million things, like the Nintendo DS. Speaking of Nintendo stuff, actually I saw they announced that they're going to announce their new system sometime soon, and it should launch like next year. That ought to be interesting. We've only had a Switch for the last maybe year and a half, just under. We were late to the game on the Switch, but it's been pretty great. All right, I'm gonna save you, and I'm gonna turn off this and save, and go to the cover. We're gonna import as a file object. And it's gonna do that. And I'm gonna tell it to use multiply. Oh, but if I, Now, if I use layer color, okay. Oh, good. It does do monochrome color. Perfect. Yay. I was worried this was gonna go badly. So this one. There we go. Nice. Make it a little bit so it's not exactly the same tilt as the Venice. Maybe. Something like that. Okay, so this is the first layer, and at this point I've got the 6 that I wanted to do, and then I'll just do the second background. Okay, this is what we're gonna do, huh? Yep. Can I just set you to multiply? There we go. That's what I wanted. I'll do a second layer. It's 6 a.m. so naturally I look at DKS and think of doorknobs. At this point, I'll make it my schedule to stay up late on Fridays just to catch the stream. Oh, thank you. It's great having you here. I really appreciate you coming by. Just had a long day. I still find it hilarious imagining the Dark Souls is doorknobs and you just can't open doors. You just realized the poor girl is littering in the cat's way. Well, she's not trying to. The photos they're photographs that are falling out of an album that she's holding. Janos, do you need to go do some Dark Souls therapy? That sounds terrible when I say it like that. Alright, bring in next file object. Let's do France again first. Yep. Okay, we are in the second layer, which I will set to multiply. And I will set layer color. Like so. And I'm actually gonna reduce transparency or opacity a little bit. Nope. Where'd you go? There you go. So just wanted to kind of tilt you and move you. Nope. Wrong one. We lost it. There we are. Okay. Oh, wait, I wanted to do this whole layers transparency. Get to 60 maybe. I can play with that. Okay. You thought it's called like his tissues are flying in the cat's way. No worries, it's fine. I mean, I have purposely not given a lot of context. So actually, it's kind of a fascinating experiment to see how you guys interpret it. No worries whatsoever. It's a silhouette, and it's not particularly detailed, so I'm not upset or worried. But thank you for considering how I might feel. Waggy's just making excuses for bad art with no meaning. It's just my style, Janos. Sorry. I know that's the pet peeve. I mean, I did at least do, hold up. Nope. 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 This is the sketch. I did do a sketch for the actual lines. So I did actually have, I did actually arrange things before I filled in the silhouette. Just to be clear. I am gonna save. Wacky, I will fight you. I woke up after that, my nerve just spiked. Oh, that's all I needed to do all along. Now I get it. Now I know what I need. What's the cat's breed? Well, I'm trying to figure out how much detail I want to give here. I don't think it's really giving anything away if I say the cat will be black. It's not a particularly, it's a design choice, but not a particular plot heavy thing. Pissing you off is not what I need to do here. All right, I apologize. Do I need to do the I will write 100 times on stream? I will not use style as an excuse for laziness. The whole Bart Simpson thing. It reminds you of the cat from Kiki's Delivery Service. It was an influence in the design. Also Sailor Moon. What do I do next? I don't think there's any particular order I have to do these. Let's do, but I think I did them like this. I'll do you next. we'll scale it down a little bit. Maybe I'll just put this up here so it's not quite as horse heavy. I have 100 Studio Ghibli postcards. Oh. I do love them as well. I think that's just the art they create is so incredible. I'll probably be doing some playing around with this before I finalize this cover, but I am pleased with where it's coming together. Do the side-eye llama. Oh no. Oh no, not like this. Wait, so did you start watching Waggy on his promise to give you an infinite unlimited supply of free exclusive Waggy's brand? That's not a thing. Not a thing. Calling it out right here. Not a thing. Please disregard. Like a little bit of an overlap. Can I do that? Maybe. That looks okay. Oh, I was like, wait, where did Germany go? That's where Germany went. Okay. Where did Germany go? It was just here a minute ago. Well, no, duh, it's not a thing. You haven't sent it to me yet. Where's my lotion? You were supposed to deliver it on your last trip to Colorado, but I didn't see any lotion, Waxter. Oh my goodness. The angel and devil on your shoulders are fighting on whether you should play along with the joke or not. I mean, it's entirely up to you. The background is that we were talking about something and I decided to quote, the Newton's laws of motion, being, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. However, being a tired human, I may have misstated it as an object in motion tends to stay in lotion. Thanks, Alexi. So that is the entire background of where this originated. But it has provided a lot of humor. Apparently, being tired and delirious is my brand. I'm not actually that tired, but sometimes I misspeak. Finish this out there. Oop. Yep, that's a problem. Okay, so I'm missing Grand Canyon in this layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got it. Okay. Say, what happened here? That is definitely not the layer I wanted to move. Okay. Apparently I'm having some layer selection challenges. I feel like the bot's marriage counselor. What's the lotion recipe? You don't want to know. Noted. Wait a minute. Wait. I feel like I did not participate in this part of the world building. Okay. I could just make this one bigger, and that would fill in some of the space. And France can probably... France is expanding. Maybe I should rotate that a little bit to fill the space. And you can overlap slightly there. Okay. I feel like we're getting very close to what I was going for, if not there. Where? There we go. It's like I turned off our names. Okay. It just works. That's all you need to know. It's especially for objects in motion, apparently. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. How well does it work? On what skin types? Yes. I don't know. This is why we have nutrition facts. Oh, goodness. It's true. I mean, it's really true. Bring you over here a little bit. There's some white space. So I could just kind of make these background ones a bit larger. Okay. Yeah, so final locations may be subject to change, but I'm pretty happy with this. And now I've got them all kind of in their own layer grouping, so I can adjust the opacity as need be if I want to play around with that. This is still going. I was like I'm sitting here looking there, and I come back, I'm like, oh no, what did I miss? All skin types, even for the extra sensitive skins. Who blessed the lotion? It's especially great for my legal advisor suggested me to Oh my goodness. This is a wholly unexpected direction of conversation, let me just say. Okay. Alright, I'm pretty happy here. I didn't do any time lapsing on this, did I? Did not turn that one on. That's okay. Okay, I'm sold. This is a brave new direction for the channel. Let me just say. Okay. All right. Well, I feel like we've accomplished what I was aiming for here. So I'm just gonna hop over to just chatting to for the remainder of the stream, because I don't know what's happening here. I'm still investing into using your oil tycoon money. Okay. See, WagWorksGA, I got you a new client. You should start paying me. But of course, I'm above your payment. In fact, I'm only here for exposure, not exposure for me. But exposure for you, because you could use the following. And people just love me, so, I mean, people do just love you. It's true. I'm glad you managed to narrowly avoid using exposure and lotion in the same sentence there. Thank you for that. You don't agree with that. I mean, I don't know any better. And everything I've seen so far is that people find you jovial and easy to talk to. Nobody's like yelled at you in chat and run away. Janos should be the mascot of the channel. What would the mascot be? What kind of mascot would you be if you were? I like now that we've taken this and run in a direction that is making you uncomfortable. Although we can also stop making you uncomfortable. You do have, that's right, because you used to stream. Wait, do you have emotes still? No, you don't? Okay. So wait, did you say you actually, like, when you stopped, you actually removed followers? Or you found a way to do that? Do you lose your affiliate status if you drop below the 50? Clearly these shows with a larger audience, or channels with a larger audience thing, is something I haven't quite got there. No, you don't, but yes, you force unfollowed everyone. Okay. Interesting. Do you miss anything about it? I'm just curious, like... Didn't notice all the Pokémon tournament emotes that are available right now. Fascinating. You still have this cute little mascot you named Lil Wanos, and he's based off of this little thing called Titan Toons from back when we played a lot. Oh, Titanfall 2. Okay, interesting. Like, was Titan Toons something that you did? Like a fan comic or something? Have this obnoxious attachment to him though, because he's by definition your mascot. I think that's pretty fair, if you ask me. Oh, Alexa, your friends want you to stream because you're either really calm or if you're playing Resident Evil. What am I? Words are hard. And then you're stressed and terrified, which is more entertaining. Both are, yes, both are very entertaining to watch. Both demeanors, I will say. You liked interacting with the people and being able to entertain. That's kind of it. Yeah, I'm about a year in here, and I like it. I like it a lot. I'm still trying to figure out like entirely what my purpose is with it, but I enjoy doing it. And right now it's me doing it for fun and to share and build community, and it's been really great. Almost everyone who comes into chat is an artist, so that's pretty cool, getting to chat with a lot of artists. There's a lot of commiserating, a lot of good discussion, of course, especially with you, Janos. Have some Janos wisdom. Okay. As someone who spent a good amount of years streaming, your purpose in streaming is nothing. Don't chase one. Okay. That seems fair. I can handle that. Just enjoy it in the moment. If you can make something out of it, it'll happen. Yeah, that is good wisdom. I like that a lot. I know in some ways it almost feels like I would imagine being a bartender is. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, just coming in and like the conversation's just like you've got the regulars, the people that you get to know a lot better, and then just the other people that just kind of round pop and you're like, hey buddy, and you just kind of see what's on their mind. I can go in depth into a psychological aspect of it that's actually tied down into something much deeper that can actually cause a lot of depression to us as people. Yeah, I mean, I'd love any insights, and especially ones that can avoid me spiraling into depression. That's a helpful insight. I think I've been fortunate to not be so attached to it that I've started going down those roads at all, but I could see. Because I definitely, like, when we first started, like, posting art and stuff on Instagram, it was very, like, watching nobody see your work can be hard. But to keep it simple and short, chasing after something that isn't up to you is a quick way to burn out. Enjoy what's there and keep it at that. I think that's a really good and succinct way to put it. You know, you could almost loop it back into our conversation about who your art is for anyway, where streaming is actually the art. It's the entertainment, the performance. Who are you doing it for? Because much like even if you try to be commercial with your artwork, you can't guarantee that you'll find your market. You can chase it, but it's better to try to like find the market for what you like to do. And it seems to me that streaming, it's just another form of that art. It's a bit of a performance art, in addition to whatever you're doing on the stream, whether it's gaming or creating art. But I do think one of the things that's nice about it for me is that I was one of those kids that probably could have been a drama kid if I had ever just tried it. I've got a little bit of a ham side to me. But no, it's oddly simple and super obvious, but I can't tell you. How many streams I have been in. Oh, you can't tell me how many streams I've been in. Wait, was there more to that? There it is, yeah. It's a newer streamer who will always say they want to turn it into something. never met one that sat back and said, oh, I'm just doing it for fun or just something I want to do. Yeah, so I feel like whether you're talking Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, it's hard to really grow without investing quite a bit of effort. I say this not because I've grown strongly on any of those platforms, but because I've put in a mild amount of effort, or mild to moderate amounts, and seeing that it's like, okay, it moves the needle like the tiniest bit, but you got to keep it up, and it doesn't seem sustainable if you've got a full life otherwise. It's good to be ambitious, but it's dumb to be an overachiever in a super competitive environment that you have no experience in. Yes. And I guess that's the kind of thing where I'm just like, well, if you just use the platform in a way that makes you happy, like make content, but make content in a way that you can keep it up, so you're not just like trying to get huge in like 6 months and then you have no energy left and you like fizzle out in a year. But also, like, the stable growth is when you're just going out there and interacting with people because you enjoyed making your content and you enjoy sharing it with them and talking with people, or like you enjoy going into other people's streams and chatting, you enjoy commenting on other people's posts, things like that. Like, I feel, because this is a conversation we have with our like critique group a lot as well, about like what do we do with social media. Because some agents and publishers will say like, yeah, you should have some kind of following in order for us to consider you, because you need a built-in market. But then others will be like, yeah, no, just show that you're interacting with the community, like use it to be a part of something, show that like you're not just going to be a hermit. So there's varied views. If you want to have a successful stream, the best mindset to have is to not care and literally just sustain streaming at your comfort, because everyone that wants to treat it like a career ends up getting super burnt out. Yeah. That's one of the things, like, I know Twitch has like their whole creator camp videos, and when I listen to streams, sometimes I'll listen during my work day. It goes in phases sometimes, but like I spent chunks and chunks of time listening to people, and it seems like the people that have found a rhythm, even the ones that have gotten to be much bigger streamers that can do it as a full-time career, like they still seem to be striving for that balance. If you just enjoy yourself, suddenly the growth will show eventually. But for that to happen, you don't need consistency. You just need to enjoy yourself, grow at your own pace. Now there's actual ways to grow super fast, and I could talk about that. A lot of streamers use that. You do too. But at the end of the day, if you just stream every day, stressing about progress, the only thing that's going to grow is the pain in your head. Yeah, I could see it. Like, there's times where I feel like it would be cool to stream for a little bit longer, or another time a week or something like that. But it's just, every time I think about it, I'm like, it feels like it would be pushing so much around to make room for it that it would be hard to do. But I like doing it. But maybe that's the place to be. Maybe that's the balance. Like, well, I could maybe do it more, but I also just, it's enjoyable to do as it is. Questions to consider as I look forward to Waggy year 2. Prioritize you. Yeah. It's nice to see. I feel like in a lot of things, like this is one of the themes that was in the webinar that I was talking about with Alec Longstruth, where it's like, you have to be sustainable. you can burn yourself out if you put pressure on yourself to finish a whole page of comics every day, like while you're working a full-time job, stuff like that. It's hard. And like, you have, at some point you run out of time in the day and energy in your body and mental focus, and something has to give, you know. And you don't want to be the person who destroyed all your personal relationships because you pushed everybody out to focus on streaming, comics, what have you. It's nice to see the theme emerging of sustainability, self-care. We come to watch you, and if you're not prioritizing yourself and hurting yourself, then you're sitting here and not yourself because you force yourself to be here, and trust me, it will inevitably show. Oh yeah, 100%. I believe it. Like, when I'm here, I'm me, you know. I'm not, I don't feel like I have the energy to come in and like put up some kind of persona. And so if I was in a place where I was pushing myself that hard, I could see where it would rapidly deteriorate, where I'd just be exhausted. Or I would just seem super fake. And for anybody who watched me for any amount of time would probably be able to tell pretty quickly. I agree. You had a friend who you kept telling her, hey, don't stress about this, you're gonna burn out and hurt things will go south. And sooner than later, she vanished for a week on hiatus and came back not having any motivation and just couldn't keep up with the energy, and her following faded. That's hard to see. It's like, it's sad because it's people, especially when they do have ambitions and hopes and they, you know, clearly care about the goal. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that as a society, we're starting to get to the point where we're more mindful of these things. Because I feel like, you know, when I was a kid and, you know, through the 90s and into the 2000s, you still had this like, this kind of image of the successful person is like, go, 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 got all the hustles going, you know, they're always working. And I feel like that's maybe not 100% the picture of success anymore. And that to me seems like progress. The picture of success is balancing it. Because it turns out that a lot of the traits that make someone a high performer are not necessarily the traits that make someone a great human. Which is interesting. But yeah. Well, hey, Janice, you definitely seem more awake, and we got to actual very deep discussion. Love what you just said there. I'm going to go quote that first. Absolutely. Go for it. I think it's really true. I don't think it's, you know, I think it's just an observation. Yeah. In fact, there was a period of time where I managed some people on my team, on a team in my job. I stepped down from that because it was preventing me from doing my actual development work. And we had an individual who was maybe a little problematic. And after that was resolved, one of the managers, the higher up managers in the office, sent me this Harvard Business Journal article about high performers and as toxic employees, and it was very fascinating. Oh no, you're more awake and you don't want to be awake? I wanted rest. Oh goodness. Oh, Alexei, I was wondering if you were still here. I'm glad you're still around. And I'm glad it's interesting to you. Yeah, this is the often the Waggy Janos dynamic. Deep conversation. Well, you know, Janos, we can always just go back to conversation, if that's gonna lull you back. I don't want to be actually helpful to people. Let me try it again. Just go play doorknobs or something, man. Or I could actually, you know, we are here sitting here. It's after midnight my time, so I'm gonna be wrapping up here pretty quickly, so I can get myself on the way to bed. Speaking of sleep, the critically acclaimed doorknobs. I don't know if I want to do that. I think someone will question why I'm sitting in the room fiddling with the doorknob. I just want to see, now I want to see a Dark Souls mod where all the doors are bosses and it's just like you run up to open it, it's like you died. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it cracks me up every time. Sounds fantastic. It's like the inverse of how it actually works in Dark Souls. Like, the doorknobs are actually danger. You still need to buy the googly eyes for work. I have it in my Amazon cart. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. Like this. Open trial where you can play doorknobs up to level 60 with no limit to gameplay. Yes! Was that like the Final Fantasy XIV strategy? Need to do that. Wait, this is just Door Simulator 2024 then. What is that? Oh gosh, there's a stair simulator? No, what is that game? I saw a run of it at GDQ. Stairmaster? Is that the game? Anyway, there's a game that is just stairs. In a similar note. I got this one, Alexi. Don't worry about it. There we go. Hey, Wagalicious, is that the good one? Weird how I find different ways to say wag that. It's fine. I mean, I don't think it's weird. I always just thought it was kind of playful. I said weird, not bad. Weird is good. Mm-hmm. I concur. You can't be Pinnacle if you're normal. Normal's the base of the mountain. You know, people pay you just to say hello to them once a day. What's the rate on that? How do I get in on that gig? Wait, are you a Walmart greeter? Is that what it is? Because that would be one other name for that job. Don't agree with that. Ew, I hate that. Isn't that... But no, being paid to say hello to people, isn't that just being a Walmart greeter? You just sometimes like... Oh my God. I wasn't trying to roast you, I'm sorry, that's just where my brain went. Oh my gosh. Apparently I am intuitively savage. I was just saying that is another job in which individuals are paid to greet people. Like, oh my goodness. Actually tearing up a little bit with laughter at that one. The crowd goes wild. Oh, where's my soundboard? I need a soundboard with an air horn audio. No, I was tempted to look it up for a second, but you know what? It's good. We can let the moment pass. That's fine. We can. I don't need to air horn Janos. Their jaws collectively drop before they stand up and applaud. Disrespectfully dense. Yeah. Sometimes. I'm gonna go cry now. Janos, no, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Don't go. You know, actually the best defense from vicious people is just to not have any idea what's going on. That's my opinion. Use the tears to bless the lotion. I think Alexei just got in. That was a dunk. Oh my gosh. That was a good one. That's gross under the context of the joke. No, I'm tearing up laughing. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, thank you for that, you two. Oh my goodness. You like salt, don't you? Oh god. Oh wow. Yeah, we really left that hanging out there, didn't we? Oh man. Oh. That's bad. Oh. Well done. Well done. That's... I was searching for an appropriate emote to drop, but maybe we'll let that pass. That's good. They're still very well mannered, but this is not it. Morning snack was actually morning skincare. Oh goodness. Oh man. Oh. All right, Mr. Wanos, do you have any responding remarks? It can be both, I guess. We need to change course right now. We need to change course. It's yeah. Responding remarks to what? I'm a bit unhinged. No, as a matter of fact, I do not have a response. Just tweaking. Oh my goodness. Oh, this was a just chatting for the books, guys. All right. Well. Then Janos, on any changings of any closing remarks before we wrap stream for the night. I mean, personally, not that sadistic, but good for you too, I guess. You good? You good, buddy? You started. Thanks, guys. This was fun. Usually I am fading at midnight, but this kept stream fun through the end. Thank you. Alright, it seems like we've come back to a more conciliatory note. Mr. Janos has the floor. I was fearing to talk smack. Alright, Janos, you encourage us to remember whenever you're down in the dumps, feeling sad, depressed, or unmotivated. Remember, you could have it worse after all. People use my tears as a lubricant for their emotions and lotions. You're probably a lot worse. But you're the pinnacle human being. And on that note, good morning, good evening, and good night. Alright, I think that's a good note. Your tears are a miracle agent. Highly valued. Yeah. That's a better note. That's a better note to go on. More concerned on the rest of the recipe, not gonna lie. We never discussed the recipe. We'll save this for another time. We should not. Respectful goodbyes to you as well, Alexei. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a good morning and a good day. I don't know if you're sleeping now, or if you are, I hope you get some rest. Otherwise, have a good day. We should not. I agree, Janos. All right. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. It's time for me to actually get sleep. Janos, I hope you can settle back down when it's time for you to sleep. I think there's one thing to close off on the moral of the stream. Okay? I'm just waiting in anticipation because it's going to either be like deep wisdom or just total memeing, and I'm not sure which one's coming. Deep wisdom it is. Don't get caught up chasing something you don't know. What's there? You'll only come to hate what isn't. That being yourself. Enjoy the moment, and what you have now, and what you're looking for will show up before you even expect it. I like that. I like that a lot. That's all I have to say. Goodbyes, my dear friends. Janos, thank you as always for joining us. It's always a delight chatting with you. Hope you have a good night, good week. I will be back, everybody, next Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time here in the States. Probably diving into some GDQ art, I think. I have bags full of tears ready for shipment, by the way. Oh no, I can't. All right. Thank you, Janos. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Whether you are watching this live or watching the video on demand here on Twitch, or if you're over on YouTube, thank you. I always appreciate it. I hope you are doing well watching this. I hope you have a great night, a great week, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you, friends. Good night.